Hey everybody, what's up? Rob from Kronos' Speakeasy, and this week on Midweek Magic, I'm gonna play black-white processors in Standard. What's up everybody, Rob here with my black-white processors deck. This deck is super influenced by Craig Wesco's black-white deck that he played at a Grand Prix a couple weeks ago. It is a slightly budget version of his because I don't have a full playset of Wingmate rocks or a lot of the blue lands, so this is a strictly black-white version of the deck. I'm not splashing blue, but it plays similarly. You want to basically get a lot of cheap exiling effects early on, like Silk Wrap. You want to get your opponent's stuff into their exile zone, and then take advantage of your processors like Wasteland Strangler and some other fun stuff. So far, the deck has been performing pretty well against a lot of the main decks. Like it looks like right now we're going to be either playing against blue-white Control or Jeskai or even Esper. I mean, Jace is literally played in pretty much every deck right now, which is kind of why I'm playing this deck, because good God, that card is expensive. And good God, pretty much every deck in Standard is expensive right now. The deck I'm playing right now is probably around 100 tickets, which is crazily a budget deck. But right now, I'm going to play some Silk Wrap, get Jace out of the way. Basically, being able to turn off Jace early on is one of the best things you can do right now in Standard. That card just takes away games from people, and it is not a lot of fun to deal with. All right, so our opponent is definitely playing what looks like Dark Jeskai, which is pretty much the dominant deck right now online, which this deck, I mean, I'm not going to say I have a good matchup against it, but I haven't had a terrible time against it, and right now I'm actually doing pretty good. Just having the ability to do these early Silk Wraps is huge. Basically, one-for-oneing him, and now I can also drop Kithian, so hopefully next turn I can start beating down. But yeah, God, $800 for a Standard deck? I remember when I started playing Magic again heavily probably 3 years ago, when I was looking into getting some modern decks, I was blown away that a deck could be $300. And now even those decks are high, but they are nothing compared to these Standard decks. This stuff is crazy. All right, so... So my Knight of the White Orchid is on right now. I can hit my land drop. I don't have removal for this Monastery Mentor, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see, Kithian. He's probably just going to eat Kithian. I could attack with Kithian, hope for a trade. I can then drop Knight of the White Orchid, get my plains, and then play Master of the Unseen. So I am doing good at developing my board. All right, so let's start with attacking with Kithian. Let's hope he trades here. But yeah, man, these Dark Jeskai decks are crazy. I haven't really seen many people playing Monastery Mentor, but it makes sense. All the cheap instants and interaction and stuff, you're going to be getting a lot of tokens. All right, so let's play our Knight. Yes, I want to yield to that trigger, and yes, I would like to get a plains. All right, and then, or do I want to transgress? I think Transgress the Mind is actually probably the more powerful play here, because if he has anything, any big finishers in his hand, I want to get rid of those now. Get rid of Dig Through Time, just put him behind, and that's no fun for me. That is fine, but I guess we got something. So basically, he can Fiery Impulse next turn. He can destroy one of my creatures, get a token, and start getting a little cuckoo. But luckily, against my deck, the spell's pretty weak. All right, and here we go. All right, so unless he drew into a bigger counter, my Archangel can be dropped next turn, which will definitely slow him down. Or at least make his turns more expensive. Either way, that is good for me. All right, so he drew a land. which means the one card in hand is Dispel, which means I'm pretty much free to do whatever I please. Which means I'm just going to slam this baby down. I can basically attack him freely here. He can pay to block if he wants. All right. 2 cards in hand. Let's see if he plays a land or not. All right. Looks like he drew something that is not a land. Another Murderous Cut. All right. That is a good draw for him. All right, so right now we're basically looking to draw any of our removal spells, a Wasteland Strangler, basically anything we can get the Monastery Mentor off the board with. If we can get that off the board, we're doing pretty well. And just using these Delve spells, he's basically making his graveyard a lot bigger. So Wasteland Strangler is totally online. And Transgress the Mind. So we know he only has Negate in his hand, which this is a dud. So it seems to probably, let's get our Wingmate Rock online. At least that'll give us 2 blockers that it's going to be really hard for him to get through with basically no cards in hand. Deal to that, of course. Good thing this card is expensive now. I actually picked up a playset for my standard Abzan deck before rotation in paper, and I got the whole playset for like 18 bucks when the card dropped super low, which is awesome because this thing is like 15, 20 bucks now again. This card, I'd say, probably fluctuated the most through the course of standard. It was up, it was down. Now it's pretty expensive. So let's start by peeking at his hand. See what he drew. He cannot counter that. All right, so he can do nothing. Awesome. That sounds good. So right now we can play you. And it might be a little risky to go full on aggro because if he draws a land, he can draw cards, trigger prowess. I just don't want to die out of nowhere. So let's see. Let's just attack with these 2. Let's attack with these 2 so I gain some life. So as you can see, if this deck stumbles, this deck's actually pretty good against it. It's kind of hard to beat a lot of the really fast draws with Mantis Riders, and this is what I was afraid of. But at least we know, right now he has a Negate. He's going to draw 2 cards. If he has any other cheap instant or sorcery spells, Prowess can kind of get out of hand. Let's hope that is not the case, though. Because basically, if he cannot win this turn, I can almost just win in the air. Wasteland Strangler would be pretty good right now. Let's see. Hopefully he just drew into a bunch of lands. I must say, out of all the new standard hits, Silk Wrap is the one that really surprised me. I remember I have, I don't know, something like 12 or 13 of these things from just drafting early on in cons. or Fate or Forge, whatever set this is from. I have a bunch of these from drafting. And sweet, it looks like he probably just hit a bunch of lands and he didn't do it. So let's see. So against this deck, Virulent Plague is really good. Basically just any of those tokens, get right out of here. Transgress the Mind. It looks like he's playing a kind of cheaper deck, so let's maybe bring these down to 2. Valor Stance, he didn't have any big things. Let's see, target black or red creature, Master of the Unseen, Hidden Dragon Slayer, Duress Despise. I mean, we can get rid of early Jaces, so let's replace 1 Transgress with a Despise, and let's get an ultimate price in there. What else is not great? Archangel's good, causes him to use his mana inefficiently. Brutal Horde Chief doesn't seem great because he can kind of get rid of some of my stuff, so he's not going to be hitting as hard. This is one of the cards I put in to kind of replace Wingmate Rock from Wesco's list. It's just, this card has always impressed me, especially in a deck like this that has a lot of creatures. Just that little bit of extra damage and extra life gain really makes a difference a lot of times, and I wish it had a better home in Standard right now, but I like trying it out where it's possibly a good fit. All right, well, this is a pretty bad hand. I don't have any way of getting a plains in my current list. So, yeah, that's an easy mulligan. This one's better. Got a turn 1 play into a turn 2 land. We could also draw into some stuff. We got a Stasis Snare, which will turn on our Stranglers. Yeah, we're going to keep this one. And we're going to put that on the top. So now we definitely are going to hit our land drops, which is huge. All right, so let's start with the Scoured Barrens. Gain a little bit of life. Got our black and white online, which is always good. Ideally, I wouldn't want to be playing these in the deck. If I could have the blue splash like Wesco did, I would have a lot more of the new dual lands. But right now, it's just not financially feasible for me, so I'm making do with what I got, and so far it's doing pretty good. Luckily I got a bunch of the cons dual lands just because I drafted that format more than you could possibly imagine. All right, so he's just filling his hand right up. This might be a hard one. We're not doing bad though, so let's get our mastery down. At least we can keep playing stuff on turn. Be great if he kind of tapped out for Jace right now, and we could Stasis Snare it. Or Mantis Rider. Basically anything. Any kind of tempo play on our part would be huge. Seeker? Sure. I can take that from him, and he can't counter an enchantment with a red. Alright, so we're gonna... While it is safe to do so, we are going to get rid of that. Next turn, we can play Shambling Vent tapped into Wasteland Strangler, hopefully, and get rid of something. Alright, so let's drop a Shambling Vent. I hate to see Strangler go to waste, but since we have 2, I'm either going to bait out a counter or I should probably, tap something for black. There we go. So maybe he'll counter it, maybe he'll kill it. Just get rid of some removal. I have a backup, so hopefully he'll play another cheap creature and I can just kill that next turn. Here he comes, getting some blue. Come on, what are you going to do? All right. Wait. What did he choose? Oh, draw a card. That makes sense. I was like, did he not choose to? That makes no sense. This card, I'm kind of glad, is seeing a resurgence. I always thought it was crazy powerful. Cost it at 4, it's a little pricey. You can start falling behind pretty quick in the first few rounds of a match, especially if I was playing something like a Tarka Red or something. For all he knows, he'd be dead right now. So he's probably happy he's playing against a more mid-range type deck like this. Come on, play a creature. Blue, yeah. Mantis Rider incoming. Nope, Monastery Mentor. Still fine. Still can kill it. Yeah, tap out. Ooh. Cruising? Is he cruising? Or digging? Yeah, he's cruising. That's a bummer. So he's playing a non-as-traditional Jeskai deck, unless he just hasn't drawn into any of his Mantis Riders or anything like that, but I'm kind of glad actually to see Monastery Mentor get some play. I always thought this card was crazy powerful, and every time I see it show up, I'm always super impressed. I love watching the vintage matches where people play him. I love watching... there's a modern Esper deck I've seen pop up here and there that plays him, and I'm always really impressed, and I'm glad I get to strangle him right now with my Eldrazi. I'm going to exile this guy. Oh, wait, never mind. That's the trigger. What is he doing? Oh, smart. So he gets a monk. Kills my guy, but at least I get the mentor out of here. Well, that wasn't the most productive turn, but at least he's just got two of these little fools. 6 cards in hand, though. That scares me. I must say, though, with the popularity of Dispel and a lot of these blue-based decks, having all this enchantment-based removal is huge. Not being able to counter all my removal as easily is awesome. Having to play cards like Silumgar Scorn and the likes isn't ideal for these decks. But he's just kind of going off with all this drawn cards and stuff. Let's see. A land would be great because I could Silk Wrap and Archangel of Tithes. Archangel's huge because basically he's going to have to pay all his mana when he wants to attack. And a Silk Wrap, I just want to get rid of this Monastery Mentor. Ugh. All right, so what to do? I could play Knight, get additional planes. I could play Silk Wrap. I can get rid of one of these two assholes. Or I could just play Archangel. Bummer. He can just start going off. All right, so we're gonna... This isn't looking up for us, guys. We're starting to see the power of these Jace decks. All right, so Silk Wrap your Jace because, yeah. Well, that's a huge bummer. Yeah. Hopefully we can draw into another Silk Wrap or Stasis Snare next turn. Get rid of this Monastery Mentor before it goes crazy. Virulent Plague would be pretty ideal right now as well. Basically just get rid of all these tokens before they run over me. What is this, a Dragon Lord? Nope. Yeah, you did. he cruising? Yep, he's cruising. Sweet Jesus. I hate getting beat by such cool decks with such cool cards because they're cool. And I like seeing cards do cool stuff, but I hate getting ran over. So let's see, we got 45 cards in our deck. We got a 1 in 45 chance of drawing the best card in our deck right now. I think the odds are in our favor, don't you? Am I just dead right now? No, I'm almost dead. Yeah. And nope. All right. Not a bad card, but not what we need. All right, so what is good here? So everything he has is white or blue creature-wise that we've seen. I honestly don't know if there's much more we can transgress the mind. I'm just gonna try it out again. Let's see if the magic gods are in our favor. I would like to play first. And the worst part about having one land is that you have so many good spells in your hand. So this is too risky. I don't want to get screwed over. Let's mulligan. It's similar to last game. I'm actually going to keep this just so I can keep up Silk Wrap to get rid of any early Jaces or just beaters. With the new mulligan rule, hopefully we can get some action. And yeah, that's what we want anything that's not a land basically right now. All right, man, let's see what you got. Evolving Wilds. Good old Evolving Wilds. Getting the job done. All right. Let's see if you got your turn 2 Jace. Hopefully you do, because I'd like to make it go away. Secret of the Way. Cool, another Silk Wrap. I don't feel as bad about doing this then. I don't like using all my good removal on probably the worst creature in their deck, but I think I'm good on removal right now. He probably boarded out his Dispels for something better against me. But yeah, what do you got? Play a Jace, do it. Do it. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm gonna wrap this guy up some silk. Kind of random. I feel like the most comfortable way to get wrapped up. Oh man, I am just on fire right now with the silk. So much silk. So little time. Good day, Jace. So let's keep this exile train rolling. Let's have him play something else. And then I can play something else. There you go. Just keep drawing cards, yeah. It's the one thing that sucks about not playing red, blue, or black. Oh, I am playing black. I guess I could probably throw some, I don't know, Sign in Bloods or whatever into this deck to get some drawing, but all right. Wasteland Strangler would be sweet. Don't have to waste another removal and get something on the board. Well, if you got it, use it. At least I can start mastering the unseen shortly. Could you imagine my ethereal armor right now if we could use that? So many +1/+1s. My Archangel would be huge. And have the most ethereal of armor. Well, this guy's got all the lands he needs. And a Monastery Mentor. Come on, Strangler. Cave's not exactly what I wanted. But let's just... Have I done this every turn so far? What is it, turn 6? 1, 2, 3? Not every turn, but it sure seems like it. All right, he's got 3 cards in hand. He's going to be getting one more. I really wish I could start beating down right now. I'm just going to... Ooh, that hurt. Get my Archangel out. Can block, makes attacking worse. Probably just going to get destroyed by Murderous Cut. But I need to start doing some damage because... What is this? Gain control of target creature if its power is less than... Huh. That's a new one. Is this... Do people play this? Cool. Well. Sure. I guess I have to kill my own Archangel. That's no fun. Alright, so. This turn's actually not going to be too terrible for me. Ultimate price. Goodbye, sweet, sweet angel. And now I can strangle this clown. Let's get rid of your Jace. All right. 3 cards in hand versus no cards in hand. All right. Not a bad draw at all. Let's see if we got this. Let's hope he's got nothing. Doesn't look like he's got nothing. All right, and on his end step, we can master the Unseen. Cool, a swamp. That's actually probably the best thing we could master right now. So we got 2 Shambling Vents. We can either attack in with that or save our mana to master some unseen things, but I think getting a couple life would be pretty cool right now. So I can definitely pick off... Ooh, Rending Volley. Well played, sir. Good thing I have 2 of those. All right, we're neck and neck. He's got way more cards than me now. That's a bummer. All right, another Strangler would be good. That's not another Strangler. All right, Windswept Heath. So what are we looking at now? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. I can activate. No, I can't. I can't activate and master. Let's see. Let's attack in. Do I? I mean, if he's got removal, he's got removal. Let's just keep baiting it out. I need to win this. Basically, the longer the game goes on, the worse off it is for me. Yep. So he can just free block the Morph. Take 3 from the Strangler. He's only got 1 card in hand, though, so he has been drawing action, but As long as he doesn't get a treasure cruise, that's pretty good. All right, so let's hope for Strangler, a removal spell. If not, that is one of the things I wanted. Let's get ourselves another Plains. We're 1 mana short, though, of advancing our board state, and he basically just needs to hit my face with pretty much anything right now. Yeah, that sucks. Hey, that's actually... if I have to draw a land, this is the one I want. Let's just manifest now. Who am I kidding? That's... wouldn't have been a good thing to draw anyway. Ooh, man, this is a close one. This is making me nervous. Motherfucking Jace, man. The prodigy. The goddamn prodigy. I could transgress just to kind of give a little peeksies, see what's going on in there. Probably nothing. Probably a land. Yeah, you got a land. All right, so let us attack. Attack with my sweet Transgress the Mind. Let's manifest now. Another swamp. All right. Well, Jace is going to go buck wild pretty soon, which is a huge bummer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is silly. Just for this board state alone. That was a good time. And Jace is Mighty Morphin Power Rangered. Flipping over. So do you think, like, when he got a spark ignited or whatever, he just got that sweet robe? Or if he was like, I should probably get a better robe. So he went to the dude from Khan to Tarkir land, or I guess on Tarkir. Got some silk. Got some stuff going on. You know. So basically, he can just get a spell, hit my face, or one of my creatures, trigger prowess, do 4 damage. Man, oh man. This is, and Treasure Cruise for the win. Yep. Not only was that just Value Town, but he won. All right, well, that was my first match with this deck. You can kind of see how it plays out. This one was kind of a bummer because although I did get to slow down his board presence and get pretty close to winning, sometimes you just don't draw creatures, and creatures are how you win this game. And you're just gonna slow roll me, man. I'm not conceding. Watching it out till the end. And -1. Well played, good sir. Let's see. Oh, man, yeah. We were losing regardless. So, yeah, that was game 1 with Black-White Processor. I should say processor, not processors, because it's basically a Strangler deck. This is the card you want to get value out of, or I could just call it Black-White Silky Smooth, Black-White Silky Stasis, Black Stasis Snare. You know, you got it. So thank you guys for watching, and see you with the next match.